So in general, what is a long-term care insurance policy? Well, folks, in order to understand what a long-term care insurance policy is, you first have to understand what long-term care is all about in general and its comparison to medical insurance. Long-term care is a variety of services, both medical and non-medical, that an individual may need when they have a chronic issue. So what does that mean? Well, when a person has a condition that's either mental or physical, that's ongoing, that's not going to change through their lifetime. So in general, when you talk about long-term care, the assumption is the person's not going to get any better. When you talk about medical care or medical insurance, the assumption by the insurance company is eventually you're going to get better. So with long-term care, when we talk about this issue, there are two big categories that fall underneath. There is skilled care and there's unskilled care. Now, when we talk about skilled care, typically you need a medical professional to administer those types of services under skilled care. Someone with medical training, whether it's an RN or a doctor or a certified nurse, but somebody that's trained in that area to render those services to the person. When you talk about unskilled care is also referred to as custodial care. And under custodial care or unskilled care, we discuss things like help with the activities of daily living, ADLs as we refer to them. An ADL is something that we do every day. Could be bathing, toileting, eating, continence, or transferring from one place to another, or dressing. Those are your major ones. Now, also, when we talk about unskilled care, there's another category called instrumental activities of daily living. That actually refers to living in home scenarios. Things like cleaning the house or planning an itinerary for the day or handling finances or preparing meals. Once again, this all falls under long-term care. And so now when we talk about a long-term care policy, insurance policy, now you can start to see how it differs from a medical insurance policy. So with the long-term care policy now, there are all kinds of hybrids out there, but in general is what we're discussing. A long-term care policy could be structured in a way that it kicks out a benefit every day, a dollar amount every day for your long-term care if you should need it as you get older. And so if your services exceed that daily limit, for instance, then you'll be responsible or the family will be responsible to pick up the difference. Now, long-term care insurance policies can also be structured by a monthly amount that can be kicked out every month. So you can go from a daily amount to a monthly amount, which might be more of a coverage, but you would have to shop that and ensure that that is the case. And another way that these insurance policies are written is that it could be just a general money pool that could be exceeded. And if that money pool is exceeded, then the benefits stop. So the insurance benefits stop at that point. Now, with a lot of these long-term care policies, there is a window of time that sometimes you have to, it's called an elimination period. So an elimination period is a long-term care insurance policy's deductible time. So a certain amount of money or time has to be exceeded before your insurance policy will kick in. Now, long-term care insurance policies can cover you if you go into a nursing home, and that's generally the way people think about these things. But they can also cover you for in-home services, so if you're still able to live at home, long-term care insurance policies do provide benefits where the person can receive in-home care. Or if the person opts to go into a long-term care facility, such as an assisted living facility where not all of the services are required, long-term care insurance policies can be geared to cover an individual in that type of a setting. So it's not just a nursing home setting. So all of this to say that long-term care insurance policies could be a good thing for an individual, and where I usually see them in my practice is when an individual comes in and they want a plan down the line in case they need a nursing home setting or extra care, and they have a lot of assets in their name. Remember, Medicaid or Mass Health in Massachusetts has asset limits. And so in order for a person to qualify for the benefits offered through Medicaid, they have to have a certain amount of assets in their name. And if they exceed those assets, they're not entitled to the benefits of those programs. And so for that type of summary, I do have prior videos which you can watch that will give you some of those asset limits, at least in Massachusetts. But even if you don't live in Massachusetts, it gives you some type of a flavor as to what Medicaid requires prior to giving benefits out. So when a person comes in and they know they're not going to qualify for Medicaid benefits down the line, then I usually will encourage them to go out and research long-term care insurance policies. And that's where it comes into practice. Dave Ceruolo, CeruoloLaw.com.